Alright, I want to welcome everybody back to the third episode of this little side series of mine. It is taking a long time to get these videos out, but that's purely because I've got a bunch of other stuff on my plate. But I will be doing my best to get this one out sooner than the last one. We got 3 episodes not on the survey to talk about today, and then we'll go back to the survey results. With me today is Archive and Comic Cannon.
Hello.
And without further ado, we will head straight into the first match we'll talk about, which is Frieren versus Tohru from Frieren and Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Yeah, I like this one. They're both fun.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Frieren's spread of matchups, but I know of one other Tohru matchup, and
yeah, the devil is a part-timer.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know which one I like more, but this one does in vibes quite a fair bit. Or
yeah, yeah, this one I think works for the opposite reason Devil is a part-timer does.
Yes,
like Devil is a part-timer is like they match kind of the same
reverse isekai type thing.
Yeah, but with Frieren, I think they're very much opposite people. Yeah. But they're still like, yeah.
I'm looking at my notes here, which are some connections and stuff. And they're similar beings, but with fairly different, I guess, outlooks on life and vibes, which just it shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure Frieren, if she hasn't already, will probably fight a dragon at some point.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Frieren, if she fights a dragon, there might be a chance where she either knows the dragon when they were like really young, and it's like, and that would also emphasize like how old she is again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to remember in Kobayashi if like the dragons there also. Oh, I've been around for hundreds of years. I think they have been. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Because it would be funny from like a fight dynamic if that is the case. Like, kind of like jumping different time periods.
They do have the notes I found, which were from Reddit, do have some fight interactions listed, with it being a fairly magic-based affair.
Yeah. With yeah. But yes, it'll be very flashy, I imagine, as a fight.
Yes.
Lots of
So yeah, this one's very good. And then next we've got Shulk from Xenoblade versus the Warrior of Light from Final Fantasy XIV, and I just don't know enough about these characters to get the link here.
I know who Shulk is vaguely.
Same.
I don't know Final Fantasy that well.
I mostly know the Warrior of Light because there's another pitch with them, which will be discussed later, that, no disrespect towards this matchup, but I think that other one is just a perfect one-to-one matchup with the opponent.
So I'm taking a look now. The Warrior of Light is the player character.
From the 14 is the
Like-
MMO one, I believe.
Yeah. Ah, okay. I see.
So it crosses over with all the other various Final Fantasies from the past. Which makes me wonder why Shulk. You know? Again, no disrespect intended. I just don't see it. I know Shulk has got a pretty popular matchup against Lightning, another Final Fantasy character. Which, again, I also don't really get because I don't know all about Lightning.
Yeah, it could be, and this is just my theory, could be completely wrong. There are certain characters like, oh, I don't really think this is the matchup for them. I just want either of these people to show up.
It's entirely possible. It is entirely possible.
Some pitches have been admitted to be that.
Yeah, in our first episode, I believe we talked about one which was Cyborg versus Atom Smasher.
Yes, and I was going to bring that up, like, in that way. It's like, oh, I don't think these guys would actually match well, but I just like both of these characters. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if we're wrong on that,
Okay.
we're sorry,
I figured out. I think I might have figured out. If I remember correctly, Shulk has that thing where he can see, like, just slightly into the future or something.
yeah.
The Warrior of Light has something similar called the Power of the Echo, which allows him to see the pasts and relive them.
That is probably part of it.
Yeah.
yeah, but is that like as an MMO character, you get every ability under the sun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is that like part of the main story?
I think
of,
Shulk appears in other Xenoverse games. I just don't know how many.
Yeah.
I also don't know just what exactly Shulk has access to. The Monato's pretty impressive, though.
Yeah.
There's not really much else we can say about it, but this is as good time as any to say, yet again, if when we discuss a matchup, you feel that we did not talk about it well enough, feel free to reach out to me, and it will be revisited in a later episode.
Yeah. I'm sure there's good connections in it. We just don't know Final Fantasy that well.
Yeah. We'll move on then to Nagisa Shiota versus Tokaku Azuma. I may have butchered some of those names. Assassination Classroom versus Riddle Story of Devil. Now, I am somewhat aware of Assassination Classroom because I think I watched the first season and a half.
Yeah.
So I get an idea of who Nagisa is, and I know that this is this is the matchup I see whenever I see him brought up in Versus.
Yeah, I believe there's a video of the pitch meeting for this one.
Oh, is there?
I think so. It came out maybe a week or two ago.
I have not seen it.
Yeah.
But I will do my
looks
best
good.
to try and link it in the description of this video.
Yes. But yeah, it looked good from it. I'm in the same boat. I've only really seen Assassination Classroom for like the first season.
I am vaguely aware that this is a very good matchup.
Yeah, they have nice connections.
Yeah, looking at the connections I have listed here, which were given by Stevens, who sadly was unable to join us for this recording session. It does look very good. that will bring us to the end of the bonus section, which will, from now on, start of every video, if there are extra matchups to be discussed, it'll be free. If there's matchups we're bringing back, then that's really no limit. Well, maybe another free. Depends on how things go. But now, we make our way back to those survey results. And we are resuming it at 233rd place with Hanbin Ryu versus Kirito, which is Latna Saga Manhwa versus something that everybody knows, Sword Art Online. Some notes here. The pitcher's main goal was to try and introduce a manhwa character to Death Battle. Rather than, I guess, focusing entirely on getting Kirito in, it was just the other side.
Because Kirito will probably show up at some point anyway, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of synonymous with his genre of anime and stuff.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I'd much rather tackle, like, a bridged Kirito, because that's so much better of a production and a character, and just a more interesting character.
Yeah, I'm trying to... Who were the people who made... They were the same people who did Abridged Bleach. Azure Blue Crow? Or is that, like, one of their voice actors?
I don't know.
I'm trying to recall, but yeah, look them up. Look up Bleach Abridged. It's great. Look up...
There's a lot of British stuff out there that's
sort
pretty
of.
cool.
Yeah.
Moving back to the matchup here. It does make sense from what we've got here. It's all about, I think, digital worlds, maybe?
Yeah. Apparently, Han Bin spent 22 years fighting in the tutorial zone.
That sounds like something I could fully see from... I mean, that is kind of Kirito's whole thing. He trains so much that he just becomes so strong that most people can't take him out. Like is demonstrated in my favorite SAO abridged scene. My numbers are bigger than yours.
Yes.
You don't gotta worry about where your god is anymore. He's right here. He's all out of mercy.
I love that scene. So good.
I was going to... My immediate reaction, looking up, I did not know who Han Bin. I'm not 100% sure if that's how you say it, because it is Korean. Not as familiar. Looking up Han Bin, this is the funniest, like, physicality difference that I have seen so far in terms of body types.
Some other notes here I have, not from the picture, compares Han Bin to Sung Jin Woo from Solo Leveling, which yeah,
look, a lot of manhwas do have a lot of power fantasy. There's especially like power fantasy video game-esque characters.
Yeah,
it's a popular thing, and
getting
almost.
Honestly, I'm all for more varied source material for showing up on Death Battle.
Yeah,
all kinds, rather than just simply, I guess, video games, anime, and cartoons. But probably more so just video games and anime, because that's... And comics, there you go. Western comics, that's the third one. I don't think there's been a whole lot of cartoon matchups.
We don't get a lot of movies, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's... Okay. I'm going to mention it here now, because I recently, somewhere recently, managed to catch the last Mission Impossible movie, Final Reckoning. And after that, my brain thought of a matchup for good old Mr. Ethan Hunt that I don't think anyone had ever thought of before.
Mhm.
And that is Ethan Hunt versus Dominic Toretto.
That is, I'm pretty sure that's Vin Diesel.
Yes.
That's Family.
Yeah, from Fast and Furious. Mr. Family himself.
Yes.
Both. It's almost funny. I'm trying to think. I was gonna say, well, one's realistic with its action when it comes to Mission Impossible.
I mean, kind of. They try to be.
Like at least compared to Fast and Furious, I was like, that is a statement to
But
say.
do you
Oh, it's.
do you sort of see where my mind was at? Comparing the two?
I kind of can see it. Like,
Yeah.
I've not watched a lot of Fast and Furious, but I can. It'd be funny.
It's more so about where Fast and Furious has reached in the later movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the spy-esque, world globe-trotting action stuff.
Like,
And
love
both of
someone
them are the kind of guy that they really try to save their quote-unquote family, you know? It's more obvious with Fast and Furious movies, but
I do want to
when
say
you watch the Mission Impossible movies, it does kind of become apparent that Ethan cares a lot about the people he in his team.
Cool. The funniest thing about Dominic, and I want someone to either be able to explain this scientifically or logically or scale this, is the durability of his white tank tops, because they never get dirty.
It's like they're fucking Superman outfits.
Yeah, they're like they are Hulk shorts in terms of level of durability.
They have the same tailor.
Yeah. So can you like edit that on just like poorly PNG of like Dominic walking in line behind the Hulk up to a tailor shop? Just poorly. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Or do you want to say more about
I just want to...
Hanbin?
Yeah, one last thing. Seems like a very cool matchup. I may not be all that interested in Kirito, mainline canon Kirito, but the idea of a manhwa character and just other lesser, almost not new forms of media in death battle is a really cool idea.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it. Matchup in 232nd place, which is Erma Williams versus Becky Brewster. I don't know anything about Becky.
Yes, I only know what they said about it in the
But
in the Death
I
Battle
know
Cats.
some decent amount about Erma because I've read a lot of the
Yeah.
webcomic, I believe is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Yeah, it's a
And
webcomic. It's
For anyone that doesn't know, Erma is a daughter of one of those ring demons like Sadako.
yeah.
Don't remember what the exact name of the creature is.
The yokai.
Yeah, the yokai, that's the word. I don't know what this yokai's name is. But when I say Sadako ring, that should hopefully get enough of you to know the idea.
She's a type of spirit called an Onryo.
There you go.
That's
there you
what
go.
should be according to Google anyway.
Thank you, Comet.
Yeah,
This
the
one
comics are good.
actually, this one is one of the many pictures that had to change because of the character that they originally put up against Grim Jr. Erma, which was Grim Jr., which learning about what happens in that thing was something. And so it's a good thing that the matchup was switched.
Mm-hmm.
Look up Grim Jr. at your own risk, is all I will say.
Mm-hmm.
There's... I think Erma has 3 pitches, maybe? 2 or 3.
Yeah.
2 for sure, because we'll be talking about a second one in this very video. But I can't recall exactly if there's a third.
I know only of 2.
Yeah.
So
This, and then there's another one, like I said, which we will discuss later in this very video.
Yeah. There might be a third one and we just don't know about it.
Could be that, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of this is about Grim Jr., and then...
well, we can
Here we
find
go.
those matchups
Okay.
when we come up
So,
to it.
Becky Brewster is from something called #Blood. BLUD.
Mm-hmm.
Bleed.
Now, I've never heard of it before. But
Mhm.
I saw a picture of Becky, and... I mean, I guess it somewhat fits aesthetically.
Yeah.
And and what I'm reading here, it seems to be good.
Yeah. It makes sense. It's like an idea.
Though they are both children, so there's a big question of how do you make a death work.
Well, I mean, one of them is a ghost, so
Yeah, no,
a spirit. Yeah.
it's easier than other
Mhm.
matchups for
Yeah, so-
children to figure something out,
Mhm.
but it is still
Yeah.
something to... That's
Yeah.
a fairly big hurdle to get across.
Indeed.
But if you can
Yeah.
get across that hurdle, then yeah, no, this matchup seems great.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of those matchups that got low because not knowing Blood. I think
Becky,
Erma at least has some good amount of popularity, given
Yeah.
the fact that she has multiple pitches.
Yeah. Yeah. Irma's pretty popular. It's like, yeah. It's a good comic.
Oh, it
It's
absolutely
always fun to
is.
read. It's always fun to like read independent comics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alright, then we will move on to 231st place. Baku Madarame versus Kaiji Ito. I may have butchered Ito there, because it's got like a line above the O.
It's
And-
either Ito or Itu. It could be Itu, like depending on how you.
Usugi versus Kaiji. Yeah. I don't know either of these series, but the notes I have describe it as a fairly unique matchup because rather than a fight of any real kind, it's being described as a gambling battle, which is certainly a unique matchup.
Fun dynamic.
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
don't know how you would incorporate a death into gambling, but
Oh,
I'm
I'm
sure that.
pretty sure in both series there are death games.
then
When it comes
there
to
you go.
gambling, like
Fair
whoever
enough.
loses,
Yeah.
like so, like it wouldn't be them killing each other. It
Yeah.
would just
Yeah. It'd
they
be
would be the reason
Season
the guy
0
gets killed.
Yu-Gi-Oh style.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be very fun for a death battle to, I don't know if it would be a PSA or something to explain, here's the probability of gambling.
Okay. It would be a fun
I
thing in
think-
the analysis to actually
Yeah.
talk about the odds that these guys face when they're
It's
And then they
gambling.
cut to a gambling sponsor.
Yes.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
the DraftKings.
DraftKings.
Uh,
Uh,
Also, I believe DraftKings is why Spawn versus Ghost Rider got age restricted, because that is gambling, and gambling is
it's a possibility.
which-
It's a possibility.
that is my personal theory. But I want to. This is the thing in my head. Like, assume, like, if they played, let's just say poker. I don't know what game you would ultimately decide that these guys play.
Mhm.
They both I'm pretty sure play a variety of different gambling games. I'm more familiar with Kaiji, and he does play a variety. Assuming they play something that is like a card game that has random shuffling, random guessing, how would you determine like probability and math? Would you go like, oh, this guy has had more luck? It'd be the weirdest thing in Death Battle to literally
That is
calculate
a
like
good
luck.
question. I suppose that might be partially tackled when Ash vs. Yugi comes out. Though,
Yeah, like
except
Yugi does have that power to just bullshit every card to the top of his deck.
it's
like Yugi. I don't know if it's canonical that he can literally like summon the
No,
card
it is.
to the top of the deck.
It's canonical that the well, look, you know how Bakura's Millennium Ring holds his spirit, but also has the extra ability where it locates other Millennium items. The Millennium Puzzle contains the spirit of the Pharaoh, but he never tells anybody canonically that its extra thing is basically a massive luck boost, like a massive one.
Yeah.
I just feel like, but like it's not that high of a luck boost. Otherwise, the first 5 cards he would always draw would be, you know, the god.
Yeah, indeed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he needs a card to win, he'll get it.
Yeah, indeed.
But logically speaking, the card that you need is another one of the god card.
The card you need is Pot of Greed.
Oh man, I wonder what that does.
That's a thing in the episode. I want to see if they're like, oh, we're not letting him have any card that's officially banned, and like he loses like 90% of his deck.
I really want to know if they give Yugi modern cards that, like in the character duels that they do at the live events. I would love to know if they give Yugi any of those cards.
I think it would be fair that any series where he canonically shows up, whatever cards are in that series, he would have.
No, I'm talking about the live in-person events that they do at the championships with the voice actors voicing lines while.
I do not know. I feel like
it's really cool to see him.
Rambling will be in the video
because
I don't know
it is just the characters acting out lines that have been written for them.
Does that make Yugi
and
outer
they use it
because
to
he has...
They do use it to debut a lot of cool new cards. Like they debuted some Elemental Hero cards and they had Jaden in it. I think they debuted some Dark Magician cards in a duel with Yugi once. Same with Kyber and Blue Eyes cards.
Kaiba is one of my favorite characters, probably in fiction, because he is such like the best example of a hater hating so much they fall in love with the main character.
Yeah,
like I don't know how else to describe it.
Man.
I love it in when he's fighting the guy with the Cubist deck, and I think it's the most recent. Of the movies. And he just says, "Nah, I'm just gonna summon a god card," and the god just comes to him. Because why not?
I think, like, at what point there is like certain levels of hatred in fiction where it's like hate, it's like low key hating, average hating, super hating, vendetta, and then falling in love. Like, and there's like another tier like.
I wonder what level the Reverse Flash gets to.
No, there's one more tier above that is like absolutely loathe. Loathe.
I know.
And
I'll tell you one. I'll tell you a person that gets just to the loving tier, and that's the Master from Doctor Who. There's no fucking way.
Kaiba. Okay, well, that should be a video. We have to have a tier list of haters. See how many
hater tier list. Oh, that's funny.
I have a hater tier list, but I need to add characters that specifically end up falling, like almost falling. Like Vegeta's in there.
Oh, for sure.
He's in that tier list.
For sure. All right.
Oh, that is a trope. There's going to be a good number of characters.
So that was a fair bit of a derailment, but it was a fun one. No.
I'm sorry.
Fun one, casual video. The more we talk about, the better. But especially since this next one, there's not really a whole lot to talk about because I don't know one of the series, and It is in 230th place, Esmerelda Weatherwax versus Kreia. Discworld versus Star Wars. I believe you said before we started this that you knew who Kreia was, so if you want to go ahead and
yes.
explain.
She's from Knights of the Old Republic. Well, that series. She's one of the Jedis who becomes a Sith Lord. She's blind, but also uses telekinesis to spin lightsabers around her as what I believe is her main form of combat. Which would look very cool.
It is incredibly badass.
Mm-hmm. But yes.
I know nothing about Discworld, other than it's a particularly well-liked book series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to looking at a general summary going that I know for like the very first book, that's kind of an introduction to the world. The Discworld sits on top of elephants, on top of a giant turtle, which slowly moves through space. There are heroes, dragons, magic, which only work once. Death is a character. Gods are actively involved in the world, and characters cross dimensions. There is even a scene in an airplane. The book completely recreates its own rules and defies any assumed common logic.
Okay, that actually sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
yeah, Kreia sounds badass
I
as
just
hell.
checked,
Discworld sounds cool.
I just checked Baku Madarame on Google. The top alias listed for him is the Gambler. And his occupation is listed as Gambler. But he's like an expert tactician.
I think you need to put this...
Yeah.
I think you need to put this image in the video, Nuke.
You will have
the World Disc.
You will have to remind me, but I will do my best to put it in.
I just sent Nuke the image of how the Discworld looks in the universe.
Okay. Alright, so
Also send this comment.
we will move swiftly on to 229th place. We have Styx versus Aloy. Styx is from Of Orcs and Men, and Aloy, I don't know exactly how
it's Aloy. Like,
Aloy?
it's...
From Horizon. The Horizon series.
I know the connection between these two, but if I say it, it's actually a big spoiler for Aloy. So I'm not sure if that's in the notes.
We'll keep it on the down low and say it seems to make a lot of sense, and I will also like to say that I am pleasantly surprised by Styx getting 2 pitches at least, because Styx is a character I vaguely have heard of, but know like nothing about except they are a goblin. And when we get to Styx's other pitch, it'll be a fun discussion.
Yeah, I do like Horizon.
Yeah,
like
Horizon is a great series from what I know.
Yes.
So, there's not really much else to say. Great matchup.
Yeah.
We'll move then to 228th place, which is the second Erma matchup for today, and that is Bunnicula versus Erma. I know nothing about Bunnicula, but from the name, my guess is Bunny Vampire.
You understand it completely.
Past that, I have no real thoughts because I couldn't, and in my search online, I couldn't find anything about it. So if any of you guys, if either of you guys have anything to say...
I think the connection is just that they're both like really cutesy, scary monster characters.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. I don't know too much about Bunnicula, like I've seen clips and stuff, but yeah, they both, like obviously he's got vampire powers and stuff. Has got all of her yokai powers.
Got it.
Mhm.
Well, there's not really much else we can say about that one. If the person who pitched it sees this and wants to reach out and give me the information on it, please do. But speaking of pitchers, Comet, I believe the next one is yours.
Oh, lovely.
So if you would like to introduce it, it is 227th place.
Yes, it's Iggy versus Marshall. Which, yeah, it seemed to go down well on the April Fool's podcast. And, yeah, since it's come out, well, since they talked about it, I have seen a lot of people talking about Paw Patrol, which was quite funny. I'm pretty sure somebody did a video of them fighting Sukuna, which was funny. Yeah,
That does sound funny.
oh, it is. It's very funny. Which is it's even funnier because I don't know that person, but in the pitch, one of the jokes I made was that Marshall's main attack is to essentially go rough domain expansion, because that's what he does.
That's amazing.
He drops a dome where he controls everything, like heat-wise, on a molecular level at least.
Oh my god, that is hilarious and wild as an ability.
I know.
I've in cartoon characters,
Mhm.
especially ones aimed towards children.
Mhm.
They do things that's like, oh, this is a funny visual thing, but if you think about
Yeah.
like scientifically, it's like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
no, you're just
Yes.
Like
They
that-
even
Like the time in Teen Titans Go where Robin kneecaps Kid Flash.
Yeah, the reason I I decided to use Paw Patrol is because I knew from when I was in uni doing psychology and like a psychology bit on children's shows, I knew Paw Patrol over the years has been working their way into being more mature. Sometimes they've been jumping too fast and the directors have had to be told, no, you can't use the nightmare death sequences, which the
What?
storyboards do exist online. Maybe
Oh my God.
Nuke will be able to grab some for the video. They're hilarious.
I went and watched one of the Paw Patrol movies in a cinema because I've got a 4-year-old brother,
Oh, yes.
and it was one where at the end the girl one
Almost
flies
dies,
up
yes.
and blows up a meteor.
Yeah. A meteor that's being pulled from one side of the universe, well, one side of the solar system to the other.
Hey.
Essentially, yeah.
like
But yes, that's so. I probably should explain why it's Iggy that I chose, because nobody seems to have figured it out. Which I don't blame them, because I was obviously looking around, seeing if there was any characters that could go up against Marshall's kind of ridiculous power. And when I looked at Iggy, I thought, I'll just double check what his power is, because the only time he can't talk like other JoJo characters, so the only time it's described is when JoJo says, "Oh, he must be moving the sand," and that's not a very good explanation, especially since he'd just seen it. And what I found was quite interesting. There isn't really an explanation. Every wiki and YouTube video describing it has a different explanation. And none of them cover, like, some of them try to cover the other stuff that Iggy does, like sand portals, or why the Fool is resistant to water, but the little dome he makes when he's at the bottom of the river isn't as resistant. And nobody has an explanation for the tri-barrel laser cannon, or the random energy blast devastation, the teleport wall, the null gravity barrier, or for why Iggy attempted to copy the raging demon for some reason. But I think I've got an idea that fits in with Iggy's character. In JoJo, normally, like, one of the big things is how somebody uses their intelligence. Like, you could have something really powerful and not be very intelligent, or you could be really intelligent and use a minor, like, not very interesting power to great effect. Now, I don't think Iggy lacks intelligence, but Iggy is, by every measure of his character, a punk. And the spirit of punk, and being one, is to do only what you like. And based on what Iggy makes the fool into, we can conclude that what Iggy likes is the machines he saw at the junkyard, and an F1 car he saw at some point, because that's part of what his stand is. The back wheels are from an F1 car.
Huh.
If you've ever seen like Goku in a race car, it's because Show and Jump had a McLaren sponsorship.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that why Goku learned how to drive?
yeah, McLaren F1 sponsorship.
Wow.
Yeah, but and that's actually a funny connection. Marshall's noted to be a very good driver and learned how to drive F1 with speed racer traps in like half a day. So I think Iggy has the ability, similar to Marshall, to operate like not shape-shifting the sand like Sandman, but rather shape-shifting the sand itself into something else entirely. So when he shape-shifts it into a machine, because that's what he likes, because, you know, in his punk manner, he creates a machine-based avatar out of the fool. That avatar is resistant to water, even though it's sand. It takes hits like it's made out of steel. But then when he's trapped underwater and he just makes a sand dome, it gets pierced by, like, it gets pushed in by the pressure and pierced by pet shop spikes. And when he makes a Dio copy, it just immediately gets cut in half because he's not got any practice in making a human and he's got no interest in it. And that would also explain why he can do the super gravity barrier, the null teleport wall, the random energy blasts, because they all come out of a game called Monster Strike. And from what I could tell, there was no information in English on it, but from what I could tell from pictures, those moves come from other characters who have like golem stuff or guns or stuff, which would explain why Iggy specifically copies them when all the other JoJo characters have moves that specifically are tailored to their own stand. And this would also explain why he fails to copy the Raging Demon, because that's a human technique and he's not good at copying those.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
so if we work on that,
interesting and fun.
yeah, that's why I liked it. And then once I figured that out, I realised that Iggy was perfect for fighting Marshall, because it begs the question: if Iggy has this ability to copy a machine perfectly and presumably scale to it and use all of its abilities, and then you put Iggy into a show designed to sell thousands of ridiculous vehicles, how much fun would your favourite animator have? Because they get to design their own stand.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that would be
Because
something.
because Iggy would totally see Marshall getting air supply drops from they have a robot dog that they can call on to do that. He'd probably follow back. He would almost certainly break in if he figured there was cool vehicles. He'd break into the garage, and then he'd have access to everything, which would give him, at a base level, you know, like helicopter rotor blades, a bunch of hooks, drills, all sorts of, you know, equipment like that.
Yeah.
But then, if you take the comments in the manga and stuff about Iggy controlling the whole desert, literally, you can make an argument of Iggy being able to use the larger vehicles to create a mechanical kaiju,
That sounds
which
awesome.
is funny. And Marshall's already fought a Mechagodzilla, so that's fine.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, no, that's not the weird. The weird part is the Mechagodzilla doesn't have anything to do with the Paw Patrol's Hollow Earth.
I'm sorry, the Paw Patrol's what?
There's a Hollow Earth in Paw Patrol. But for the Dino
What is
movie, they're
this
not
show?
doing the Hollow Earth. They're doing Isla Nublar for the Dino movie, not the Hollow Earth.
What is this show?
I don't get.
Yeah. So yes. So and then because Marshall is ridiculous, he could probably glass the kaiju under a massive dome of fire. At which point, at which point you have a nice big red dome of fire, glowing
Oh my god.
red through the glass kaiju, making an excellent final battle arena for Iggy to copy the abilities of all the mighty vehicles, which would give the fool super speed, close to light speed, super strength battering rams, tornado generation, fireballs, water cannons, ice cannons, and
Okay, you started off. You start this off with, hey, it's two fun dogs that can do stuff with cars, and then you end up with there's a giant mecha kaiju and fucking super speed, super strength, fucking what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's the joke. That's the big joke. Nobody expects either of these two characters to be powerful enough that you could imagine them aura farming just massively at the end.
I just whenever I hear oh, Kid Show does X crazy thing, I'm like, okay. A part of me is like, that's what I thought would happen. You know what I mean? I don't know.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it is, and it also means that since Iggy logically scales to whatever machine he can copy, and the Paw Patrol have flown up and sat next to a black hole, I can utter the phrase "Black Hole Iggy."
Oh my god!
With complete seriousness, which is not something you could ever do with Iggy otherwise.
So I suppose this fight would, at the end, come down to experience with their vehicles,
it would,
which Marshall clearly wins because.
Well, to be honest, it really comes down to Iggy has a. It's like sort of, what is the word? Dracula versus Ganondorf, if you remember that. Iggy has a specific way to kill Marshall, but it involves several steps. And since he's noted as preferring very simple strategies, Marshall, who's considered a martial arts prodigy and a very good tactician, and is able to run across, without superpowers, is able to run across the town in under a minute.
Damn.
And can scale above everybody else in reaction speed and durability.
Damn, that's crazy.
He more or less has enough time to drop his domain expansion and go straight past the fool and get to Iggy.
Okay.
Especially since he would scale to the feat in the movie you saw, where the bad guy reaches across space to the meteor. He'd have that range. Logically, because he doesn't need to focus through a magnet like she did.
Okay.
In fact, one time he cut all the way through to somebody had cut the entire town off from the mainland, and he just lasered it back together casually, whilst also diverting power to power his car, making jokes, and did that for 30 minutes straight, just driving along the crack in the ground.
Well,
that's the most. That's the most nerfed possible feat, and it's already a massive range that Iggy couldn't really avoid.
That's
insane. If he just dropped that domain expansion and evaporated everything in it, or pulled all the heat out of it like the Absolute Zero cannon, or affected. Yeah.
This matchup sounds amazing,
Marshall.
And you have now sold me on it completely.
Thank you. But yes, it's I just wanted to make something that could be argued as fun from every aspect. Paw Patrol music should go with
fun.
JoJo fine. And designing your own stand is I think a really nice gift to at least one of the animators. They all work very hard. And I'm pretty sure they all would want to design their own stand based on 1,000 different vehicles at least. But yeah, that's about covers it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Right.
Mhm.
Let's move on now then from that insanely fun matchup to 226th place, which is a
Like your
matchup I have a single word for the notes on. It is Freddy Krueger versus Princess Luna, Nightmare on Elm Street versus My Little Pony, and my single word is dreams, because that is essentially the entire connection of this matchup.
Yeah.
And
Guy who invades dreams.
versus the
Magic
Guardian of
Pony.
Dreams.
Yeah, Super
And,
Text dreams.
Yeah, I get it. Am
Mhm.
I gonna push for it? Probably not. But
I like it, but I'm a massive Pokemon fan, so I prefer Darkrai, if I'm being honest. Like,
oh right, yeah, there's Luna.
I
and
don't have
Darkrai,
it.
That's another one that's
yeah.
again.
I've. Yeah.
Krueger versus Luna. It is not bad.
Mhm.
It's honestly
Oh, no. It makes sense.
It's pretty decent. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But like you said, Comet, Darkrai just kind of it hits all the same notes and then just vibes better.
Mhm.
You know, because it's I don't even know the best way to describe it, but it just vibes better.
well, like Pokemon and My Little Pony are more kid tailored.
There you go.
So like it's like versus. I get the idea of the juxtaposition also
Yes.
making it funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
But
Again, it's a cool idea.
sometimes
It's just kind of hampered by the fact that Darkrai does everything Krueger does, but more fitting for this.
yeah. And I don't really scale My Little Pony. I don't really know that much about My Little Pony.
Oh, it apparently
So-
gets crazy. Apparently they've all
Oh, yeah.
got Toon Force level durability.
Mhm.
So, and I'll say two things. One from a power scaler's perspective idea. Either, like, it turns out, like, oh, Freddy is absolutely going to... And one of these is way worse than the other. It's either Freddy's super duper more powerful than Luna, and then we see what would be objectively, like, a cute kid character being tormented by a sadistic monster.
Yeah, I fully believe that Krueger
Yeah.
does not win this one for a second.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing, where then you have to sort of be into the, I don't want to say a joke, but you know what I mean, like the idea of like, oh, a cutesy character
I get
defeats this horrifying monster, and neither one of those sound that appealing to me personally.
No, I get it. I get it. So yeah,
Mhm.
fine idea, but it just kind of has some problems that
Mhm.
you can't really get around.
Mhm.
We will then, now that we finished discussing that, move to 225th place, which is Chihiro Rokuhira versus Rudo's Surebrec. Kagurabachi versus Gachiakuta. One of these was a giant meme, and it should be, hopefully it's clear which one.
Mhm.
But I don't know anything about them, but I've got notes here where they're apparently both the protagonists of gritty 2020's battle manga
Mhm.
and a bunch more stuff, which, yeah, no, it makes a lot of thematic sense.
Yeah.
I seems like it'd be cool to see, but also
I don't know either of them particularly, so
yeah,
but
yeah.
the connections do look nice.
They do. Mhm.
Mhm.
It's a good matchup. Cool sounding matchup, I'll give you that. But again, other than saying that it's cool and the connections make a lot of sense, don't really have a lot I can say about it, other than the Kagurabachi guy having that whole meme. But yeah, cool idea.
Mhm.
And then we can move on to the last one I have listed for today, especially, which is good because we are approaching an hour, and that is Scott Pilgrim versus Charlie Murder, and my only thing is, who is Charlie Murder? And that's not with disrespect. That is just, I have no idea who Charlie Murder is, and I have never heard of this character before, or this series. Which is not great when you consider the fact that Scott Pilgrim is insanely popular, has at least 3 other matchups against also in quite popular characters.
Yes, I'm looking at the wiki page for Charlie Murder. I recognize the game cover from like seeing it advertised when it came out, but I've never like looked into it beyond that. I've just seen it.
Does it
when you see like amongst a list
from perusing the wiki page? Does it seem like it makes sense?
Well, they're all members of a garage punk band who fight
Okay.
a demonic army. It's raised by a former band member.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good enough connection actually.
You know what? With that knowledge
That sounds
acquired,
pretty cool.
it sounds
Like-
cool.
Would have nice music as well.
It absolutely would. So yeah, honestly, this is a really cool idea. And to be honest, I'll be straight. I don't know which Scott Pilgrim idea I actually like the most, because between this, Travis Touchdown, and I think the guy's name is Naoto, Naoto. These Charlie Murder and those two, I really don't know which one I like most.
Yeah, I always, I did say this before we started streaming. Scott Pilgrim's universe is one of the best ones you could ever end up into. Like, out of all the ones you would want to be,
It
you know,
does
truck-cooned into.
Does seem like
It's
a fairly fun place to live if you can
Yeah,
succeed well enough.
yeah. How does Charlie Murder's world work? Is that one that you would want to get hit by a truck for?
Comment only has the wiki page to go off of, so I guess no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
no matter,
man.
like, yeah.
Well,
That's seems neat.
that brings us to the end of today's list.
Mhm.
I want to thank you two for joining me today,
You're welcome.
and ask if there's anything you'd like to bring up at the end here.
I guess we could remind everybody that if they haven't yet put forward what their matchup was, if they want us to talk about it.
Oh yeah, if anybody that watches this hasn't publicly revealed their matchup, but would like us to talk about it, you can DM me directly on here on YouTube. You can comment on YouTube. You can DM me on Discord. You can DM me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Reddit, and I'm more than happy to keep you anonymous as well. I know some people don't like their names being out there. So yeah. Archive, anything you want to say?
Hasta la pasta.
Alright. Well, bye then, everyone.
Bye.